I was living a stable life with a good income when I suddenly received a call from my credit card company. You have a pending payment of $30,000. I froze. There must be a mistake. I don't have any charges like that. I immediately stopped the transaction. Moments later, my phone started ringing nonstop, my husband, calling me from overseas. At that moment, everything became clear. My name is Demi, I'm 29 years old, and I work as a manager at a company. I met my husband, Neville, in college, and we've been married for 3 years. Many women around me quit their jobs after getting married, but I chose to continue working. The reason was simple: I earn more than my husband. We never discussed finances in detail, but I always had concerns about relying solely on his income. Neville seemed to share those concerns, though he never explicitly said so. That said, Neville wasn't financially dependent on me. We kept separate accounts and split household expenses evenly. The rest of our earnings were ours to use freely, so I never had any major complaints. Our life was comfortable. On my way home from work one evening, I checked my bank statements and noticed my spending had been higher than usual. I needed to cut back. Maybe I had forgotten about some subscriptions I was still paying for. The problem was, I had no idea what half the charges were. I had been meaning to check my credit card statement for a while, but I had forgotten the login password. And calling the customer service line? Nearly impossible during work hours. The only thing keeping me at ease was an automatic alert system. If my monthly spending exceeded $10,000, I would be notified. That should have been enough reassurance. Or so I thought. Shopping was my stress relief. But no matter how happy I felt opening a package, the mood never lasted. I arrived home and immediately felt my energy drop. The floor was littered with Neville's socks. The table was covered in empty cans. His phone and a wrinkled sweatshirt were tossed onto the sofa. But Neville himself? Nowhere in sight. This was routine. Neville, I called toward the sofa. Socks. Trash. A lazy response came from the hallway. Oh, just throw it in the wash. It's not a big deal. Then why not do it yourself? I shot back. You're home before me. You could at least clean up or make dinner. Neville sighed. I come home exhausted from work, and now I have to deal with this. I raised an eyebrow. I work too, you know. If you won't do the chores, at least pick one, either contribute more to the housework or focus on your job. Neville waved me off. Yeah? I got it. I knew that tone. When he repeated something twice, it meant he wasn't actually listening. He left the room, still glued to his phone, completely unbothered. I stared after him, frustration bubbling inside me. One evening, I arrived home early and stepped into Neville's room for the first time in weeks. Empty cans and plastic bottles were scattered across the floor. At least throw this stuff away, I muttered, picking one up. Then, something caught my eye. A wrapped gift box was hidden under the blankets. I brought my phone flashlight closer. It was a bag from my favorite brand. My heart skipped. Could this be my birthday present? My birthday was only a week away. I hesitated, then stepped away, pretending I hadn't seen it. The day arrived. I waited. But the gift never appeared. That evening, I turned to Neville. Do you know what day it is? Neville blinked. Oh, your birthday, right? I smiled. Yeah. You didn't forget, did you? Nah, he said casually. So, do you have anything for me? His eyes flicked back to his phone. I got you something last year, didn't I? I frowned. What does that have to do with? You're too old to expect birthday presents anyway. With that, he disappeared into his room. I stood there stunned. Then I remembered the gift I found in his room. Something was not right. And I was about to find out exactly what it was. I was cleaning up after dinner when my husband suddenly made an announcement. I'm going on an overseas business trip next week. I stopped in my tracks. A business trip? Since when does your company send employees abroad? In the years we had been together, Neville had never traveled for work, not even within the country. They gave me this assignment because I've been doing well lately, he said casually. Under normal circumstances, I might have believed him. But after what I had seen in his room, something about his story did not sit right. The morning of his supposed departure, I watched him leave, suitcase in hand, before stepping into his room. I checked under the bed. The package was gone. I knew it. With my mind racing, I forced myself to go to work, but I could barely focus. My thoughts kept drifting back to Neville's strange behavior. "Demi, are you okay? You look completely out of it today," a coworker asked. "I just didn't sleep well," I lied. Before I could say anything else, my phone rang. A number I did not recognize. Normally, I would have ignored it, but something told me to pick up. "Excuse me, I have to take this," I said, stepping into the hallway. It was the call center from my credit card company. "This is an automated fraud alert. We detected a charge over $10,000 on your account." "What?" That was impossible. Then the next words hit me like a punch to the stomach. "Actually, the total amount is $30,000. My breath caught in my throat. "That can't be right. Wait, hold on a second." I fumbled for my wallet, yanking it open. My credit card was gone. I put my phone back to my ear. "I need to cancel that transaction immediately. It is still pending, so we can stop the payment," the operator assured me. A wave of relief washed over me, briefly. But this was not over. "I also need to report my card as stolen," I added quickly. "Understood. We will begin the process immediately." I completed the security procedures, ended the call, and exhaled. Even after hanging up, my heart was still racing. There was only one person who could have taken that card. "I'm not feeling well," I told my boss. "I need to leave early." When I checked my phone on the train, I found dozens of missed calls. All from Neville. He knew. I rushed home, threw down my bag, and stormed into his room. His laptop was open on the desk. I clicked on the browser history. Luxury cruises. High-end travel packages for couples. None of them included me. I scrolled through the details. The destination matched the dates of his business trip. I opened his email. And there it was. A reservation confirmation. Passenger name, Serena. Who the hell is Serena? My hands clenched into fists. I wanted to smash the keyboard. Instead, I forced myself to gather evidence. My phone buzzed again. Neville. Again and again. I groaned, then remembered the security code the call center had given me. I used it to log into my credit card statement. And that is when I saw everything. Transactions I did not recognize. Luxury hotels. Expensive restaurants. Shopping sprees. Then I saw it. The brand name handbag. The one I thought was for me. It had never been mine. It had been for her. Everything clicked. Neville had been using my credit card to fund his mistress. And now, he was abroad with her, pretending it was a work trip. My phone buzzed again. I picked up this time. "What the hell, Demi? The card's not working." I did not even let him finish. "Who's Serena?" There was a pause. "You what?" "You heard me. Who is she?" he stammered. You see, you stole my credit card, didn't you?" Hey, don't call it stealing. I just borrowed it. It's way more convenient than cash when you're traveling." "You mean on business trips?" I said, my voice dripping with sarcasm. "That's right. And now I can't use it. Do you have any idea how much this is interfering with my work?" I took a deep breath. "What about the luxury cruise, Neville?" Silence. Then weakly, that's business entertainment." "Serena? Why are you bringing her up?" Neville's voice wavered. "Did she like the brand name bag?" I asked, my tone cold. "What are you talking about?" You just called her Serena like she was an old friend. You are still going to pretend you do not know her? Wait, I know everything. The luxury cruise, the couple's travel package, the $30,000 charge, the money you have been sending her, using my credit card. Neville was silent for a second, then, as if trying to regain control of the situation, he muttered, I understand. I understand. I admit it. I cheated. I apologize. Now, please activate the credit card. Otherwise, I cannot get home. I let out a bitter laugh. Do you really think admitting it and saying sorry will make it all go away? Stay in your resort forever. I hung up before he could say another word. The phone started buzzing immediately. Again and again. The noise was unbearable, so I blocked his number. His return flight, according to his booking confirmation, was scheduled for 3 days later at noon. That was all the time I needed. Day 1, I removed every last one of my belongings from the house. Day 2, I took the divorce papers and Neville's computer to his parents and told them everything. His parents were furious when they saw the evidence. They apologized repeatedly and assured me they would handle the situation. They also agreed to cover the divorce settlement, $133,000 in alimony, and a full refund of what Neville had spent on my credit card. Day 3, Neville's flight landed in the afternoon. That evening, I got a call from my former in-laws. The divorce papers had been signed and officially submitted. Apparently, Neville had been left completely broke. The only money he had on him was what was available on my credit card, money I had already locked down. The $30,000 Serena spent was gone, and as soon as the money ran out, she ditched him. She even changed her return flight without telling him and left early. When Neville returned home, he found an empty house and a disconnected phone number. Panicked, he ran to his parents, only to be severely reprimanded and forced to sign the divorce papers on the spot. As for Serena, she was now demanding Neville pay her back $30,000. His parents, utterly ashamed, covered the cost for now. But until he repaid them in full, they put him under strict supervision, like a middle schooler with a curfew. Once I had all the legal confirmations, I filed my own lawsuit against Serena for $99,000, ending the matter once and for all. The next day at work, my coworkers welcomed me back with warmth and concern. Demi, are you okay? If you need to talk, we're here. Let's grab a drink after work. You deserve one. I smiled. Thank you. I think I could use a drink. I raised my glass, taking the first sip of my new life. Everything was finally behind me. And from now on, things could only get better.